Commanders faced off in their Week 2 preseason matchup over the weekend. Bo Nix making his return to the field for the first time since he fractured the ankle in that playoff game against Buffalo last year. Played 14 snaps, 6 of 9, 76 yards, 21-yard touchdown pass to R.J. Harvey in the opening series. Bo Nix obviously a critical piece of a Broncos team thinking Super Bowl thoughts. Dan, let's take a look at Bo Nix.
Yeah, the new combination, him and Jalen Waddle. And Bo Nix is one of the bigger question marks in the AFC. With Bo, it's all about his feet. His feet will tell you his conviction. This is going to be to Jalen Waddle early on. I want everybody, I'm going to play it. Everyone at home, just strictly focus on Bo Nix's feet because his feet will tell you how confident he is. You're going to see a quarterback in the shotgun drop back and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when I get to the top of my drop, his throwing platform is fantastic right now. You can see he's almost ready to throw a punch.
Yeah.
He's very balanced, convicted, and all of a sudden that ball is going to go down the field on a strike. Now, here's the thing. Bo Nix versus man coverage is a big-time player. When I say man coverage, right there you got 3 defenders staring at those 3 receivers. Very clear indication for a quarterback man. Backside, I got another defender very clearly staring at Evan Ingram with 1 safety in the middle of the field. That is man-to-man coverage. He kind of knows before he gets the football where he's going to throw it, and that's how you get Waddle, who's their new addition because of that trade. You get this outside seam release, which I love. He gets this seam release. He's going to cross face. This receiver, Sutton, is taking number 1 and the safety. So the quarterback knows exactly where he's going to throw that football. If that combination becomes deadly, this takes Denver to a different level. Now, let's look at Bo Nix versus a zone coverage. Very similar kind of formation, that play we just saw before. Backside, that's an indicator that it looks like man coverage. Front side, it kind of looks like man coverage once again, safety in the middle field. So Bo Nix is probably at the line of scrimmage saying, all right, I'm going to get man coverage again.
Yeah.
Now, the defense lies in many ways. You get a cover 2 front side switch, okay? So this corner is going to sit right here. His job, zone coverage right here. Safety has a deep path. His job, deep path. Now, you have this little route by Waddle, and then Sutton is going to become wide open up top. Now, for the quarterback, the read is this corner. This is very simple for Bo Nix. If he stays low, we throw the ball high. If he stays high, we throw the ball low. I started it by saying pay attention to Bo Nix's feet. Let's look at Bo Nix's feet on this clip, okay? When he catches that snap, does it look different than the last one?
Oh, yeah.
Look at him move, 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 hop, 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 and all of a sudden, there's a runaround.
And the man's wide open. I mean, he is, just like you said, he was wide open.
Look at, and the read is here. That's all the read. Look at Sutton. He's wide open. That's a wide open in the NFL for 30 yards. Now look at the back angle, because we really get an opportunity to watch Bo kind of become bouncy and hoppy with his feet. Just pay attention to his feet. This is the clip we just showed.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, hop, hop, hop. He's 3 or 4 yards away, and now we're running away from the pocket. So I love the addition of Jalen Waddle. That man-to-man element where I know where I'm going to throw the football, great. Can he advance with the zone consistently? And this is a thought for Dom.
This was a question that I had when they got Waddle. I didn't think he needed any help with a receiver like that for man coverage. Bo Nix was great against man coverage last year. He struggled. His QBR is pretty poor against zone coverage. You see in that situation such a bad example of it because we're taught as the corner is covered 2 deep to short. The corner is up so tight and the safety has his back turned. It's just so much field. It's just a real bad decision. And there's no obstruction there. It's just a clear look. But that's an example of, I think, him being fooled by the coverage disguise and him having difficulties against zone the whole game, or not the whole game. His 2 series, every time they were in zone, he seemed to struggle.
So is that something that comes? He is the most or as experienced as any college quarterback ever coming into the league. He's had a couple of years in the league now. Is that something that you just continue to develop, or are we pointing out something that we think is a problem?
Both. It has been an issue of his, and it's something that you will get better at. I think the easiest way that I can describe it for people at home is it's past tense and present tense. Mm-hmm. Versus man coverage, the quarterback's decision is a past tense thing. I already know where I'm going to go with the football 9 out of 10 times. Less thinking, less going on here. So it's a muscle memory thing. Present tense is what happens versus zone coverage. I'm thinking actively, and so my body might be adjusting to where on my read, should I go with the football? And Bo has a little frantic element to him in that regards. And that's, you want him to be more consistent this year in regards to that than he was last.
So look, we're closing in on the season, and if you've been watching over the summer, and obviously we're all sort of sporadically in and out, and I know that you are at home too, I'm going to pick the Broncos to go to the Super Bowl this year in the AFC.
As well.
I think they're the best team. I think their defense is unbelievable. I think the addition of Jalen Waddle and everything else. And you were bringing up something in our meeting this morning that I don't know that it's gotten as much attention as it probably should, and that is a significant change their head coach Sean Payton has made this year.
He's giving up offensive play calling duties. The offensive coordinator, Davis Mills, who's a young, ascendant coach that is well regarded.
Davis Webb.
Davis Webb. Davis Mills, backup quarterback for the Texans.
Right.
I'm getting my teams mixed up. Davis Webb. Sean Payton is a play caller. Like he has always been. Maybe one of the best ever. And I think believes that about himself. So this is a significant decision that acknowledges, hey, we can make the operation smoother, whether it's because of Davis Webb's relationship with Bo Nix, whatever it is. And it matters because you're looking, if you're the Broncos, you were this injury away from maybe going to the Super Bowl last year. Now, what can we do better? Sean Payton wants to be the first head coach to win the Super Bowl with two different teams. That is important to him. He's willing to do anything. This would have been unthinkable prior to this offseason, him giving up play calling.
I mean, I love the Broncos and their chances to go deep in that defense, but I have to remind everyone that they won 11 games by one score last season. And they could have won the Super Bowl last year because of the injury. They lost the game to the Patriots, who went on and got blown out in the Super Bowl. But I think that's part of the thing that we need to understand is there will be a process for Davis Webb figuring out this play calling. It's the first time he's doing it with a lot of pressure in that situation. And also, they won a lot of games by the skin of their teeth, which is not something that normally repeats itself.
Let me get to the other side of that game, though, because I wanted to get quick takes on Jordan Love as well, because they played Green Bay. Jordan Love started in the game, played just one drive, but it was a long one. 12 plays, 63 yards. Love went 5 of 7 for 56 yards and a touchdown to Marshawn Lloyd. A lot of pressure, I think, particularly early in the season on Jordan Love before Micah Parsons comes back. Dan, what are we seeing in Jordan Love?
This dude's so good. I think he is insane how talented he is. Some of the throws he makes and the way that it is effortless are absurd. If this group can stay healthy, Christian Watson, Matthew Golden had 2 or 3 plays that they need him to take that step forward. But I somehow still truly deep down believe that this dude is undervalued. I think he is so sensational.
Love you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He is sensational throwing the football. And if we just took guys out there and said throw, he would be in that category with Joe and Lamar and Josh and Patrick. He would be in that category, just flat out throwing the ball.
Especially in the preseason where you only get like 10 snaps, so I end up watching 12 quarterbacks in one night.
Right.
It jumps off the screen when you switch from one quarterback to another quarterback. It's like, oh my God, that guy can throw. But they've been hesitant to really take the reins off him. Seems like they might have to if this defense is anything like it was the way it ended last season.
When he's gotten aggressive, he has, thrown some interceptions, and obviously they would like to iron that out before they start taking the reins off more. But they have done it. I mean, you've seen it within the course of games. You've seen it in the playoff run the first year he was the starter. So, the Christian Watson, I think, is probably the key here. Sure. They extend him, and they let a couple of other guys walk. He's the difference maker. If he can stay healthy and Love can stay healthy, the offense can ascend.
Both these teams, the Broncos and Packers, are in brutally tough divisions. Divisions you could see almost anything happening. So it was an interesting game for them the other night. I want to show you something in case you didn't see it yesterday. This was by far my favorite thing that I saw yesterday. And this is Shiaz Pete of the Dallas Cowboys. He was a walk-on at New Mexico State. He became the first player from the Navajo Nation to sign with an NFL team. And I just want you to experience this moment he had in the locker room postgame.
But I saw something I've never seen before. 25 years in the NFL. An entire section cheering for one man. And that man's gonna break it.
Well, that was an incredible win. I am very fortunate to be amongst you and to play in the same field where the same star hold it on our chest. And I'm proud of us. I'm proud of how far we've come. Man, this game, fate, brought us here as strangers, but this game, this star, this team will make us brothers.
When I saw that, I just sent a note. I said, we have to put that on TV. I don't know what comment is required afterwards. Just an incredible moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's powerful. It's something that you can only have in sports, where you have those moments like that are so intense. And, I mean, he's right. It feels like real family when you're there. And I'm sure there was a double meeting when he was saying, like, we've come so far, not just for the guys on his team, but the Navajo Nation that he represents.
Yeah, I mean, preseason games don't count. We can say they don't mean anything. They mean something to a good chunk of the people trying to make these rosters, and you can see what it means to this young man.
Yeah, goosebumps, chills, brings you back so many memories. It's why football is the greatest sport ever. I'd also say this. It does speak to the Cowboy locker room specifically, how they responded. You know, I mean, it seems like it's a really good chemistry, connection vibe down there right now.
Coach knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
A lot of people had a lot of things to say when they hired Brian Schottenheimer.
Yep.
He knows what he's doing. All right, this preseason, you've got a tape for us. What does the tape tell us?
He's not ready to operate the full playbook in Las Vegas. Okay, the first play of the game, this is called I formation. Tight end has to get off, receiver has to get on. That's navigated by Mendoza. Now he's changing the play because he has 2 plays in the huddle. So he's got to go through all those mechanics. Up top, the receiver has a hitch route. It's 5 yards with an off corner. But if the corner becomes a press corner close to the line of scrimmage, it goes to 8 yards. That means the quarterback has to be slower in his drop. Fernando is running a quick drop like that corner stays off. That's why that incompletion happens. There's a lot that he has to learn. Very talented, but he's just not ready to go operate all of Clint Kubiak's offense.
What are you hearing out of there, Dan, about the quarterback situation?
Yeah.
We know, obviously, they brought Cousins there for a reason. Mendoza has shown the little bit that we get to see, and obviously they see so much more.
Yeah.
I feel like he's looked pretty good thus far. What is the sense?
But also some stuff to improve on. And
Right.
I mean, he's a rookie. And what they want to do is bring him along while Kirk Cousins starts, while they make sure the roster is sound around him by the time they do put him in. Everyone knows he'll play eventually. When I talked to Kirk Cousins at Raiders camp a couple weeks ago, he said, I'm going to hold him off as long as I can. So everybody knows the situation, but they want to start the season with Kirk Cousins as their starter, and they don't want to put Mendoza into a game until they believe he's ready and that the group around him is ready for him.
I think the question is what is going to decide when he goes in the game, and I think right now it's easy to say that it's Mendoza's readiness that will decide when Mendoza's in the game, but also I think what's more likely is Kirk Cousins' performance, and this team in general performance is going to decide how quickly Mendoza plays, because I don't think people are going to care much about him not getting his steps right when the corners in press or off if they're out there 0-2 or 0-3 and Kirk Cousins is playing poorly.
There was like an hour yesterday where I thought they had lost Ashton Genty for the season, right? When the reports first started coming out, you're hearing, oh, he's carted off in practice. I'm like, oh, my God, how's that going to impact everything? So that, in case you were like me in that regard yesterday, that news turned out to be pretty good. Graziano gave us that a little earlier. How much of a sense, Nick has an interesting question. Like, what will determine when you put Mendoza on the field? Because some might say the way to figure out at least part of what you're talking about is by actually being on the field doing it.
There would be nothing that Mendoza can do this year to have me put him on the field before Thanksgiving. I prefer the offensive line to be the strongest part of my offense before I put a young, unproven quarterback out there. He has struggled this preseason when dealing with pressure. It was an issue that I thought he had in college, so I would not reveal him to that immediately. That is going to be a problem for Las Vegas this year. That offensive line is not going to be a stalwart of a unit. But that's not real life in the NFL.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's
and
like
so
the Texans been trying to fix their O-line for 8 years.
Ideally, that you can get to somewhere post-Halloween before you put him out there. I don't know the likelihood of that because I don't want him exposed to it.
History says the likelihood is low. The only team we've seen pull it off was the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes' rookie year. They started 5-0 with Alex Smith. They stayed in first place the whole time. Every single time it's happened since. Jackson Dart last year, Drake May the year before. Team struggles. You got to make some kind of change. He may not be ready, but it's time to see him anyway. And more often than not, the kid's all right.
I'll be really surprised if the Raiders start 5-0 and are in the division lead the entire way. I guess stranger things have happened. One more quarterback situation I want to dive into. Graziano, now that Michael Penix is cleared to return to 11-on-11 team drills, how does that affect him versus Tua to be the starting quarterback?
Well, it gives them a real look at Penix and probably with enough time to make a decision if they'd rather start him than Tua in week 1. He got hurt in November of last year, so these 11-on-11 drills this week will be his first in 9 months. So they don't know how he's going to look. They don't know how ready he's going to be. Tua has not performed the way that you would have hoped to this point. So there's an opportunity for Michael Penix, if he shows healthy and he performs at a high enough level, he could still be their week 1 starter.
Who should the starting quarterback be in Atlanta?
Honestly, if I was Atlanta, I would be entertaining Jack Strand, who was an undrafted player of them. I'd also throw a 7th-round flyer at Stetson Bennett. I'm being dead serious. I don't think it's going to save their season. I think more than likely their quarterback is in the 2027 draft class. But I think what you're watching with Tua is all those injuries and hits have worn on him. Michael Penix, are we going to put Michael Penix out there before he plays 11-on-11 football again? Like, is he going – okay, so does he play Thursday night in the preseason finale? If not, are we really just going to throw Michael Penix out there?
Why are you laughing?
Because you asked the man a simple question between 2 quarterbacks, and he took somebody off a different team.
Jack Strand's on their team.
No. You went to Stetson Bennett. You're like, I go get another guy.
He's on the Rams.
Like, the obvious answer here is Tua. Tua's going to start. I would assume he's a guy that should start the season. They'll see how Michael Penix is feeling and how he gets acclimated back into 11-on-11 action and maybe later in the season. They're not, no. That's going to be Tua.
But I understand. The larger picture point you're making is they don't have the answer.
I don't think so, no. Because of the lack of performance and the injury history for both.
Matt Ryan's in the front office.
Yes,
Come on downstairs.
Best quarterback in franchise
Come on
history.
downstairs.
It's funny, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily
Phillip
wrong.
Rivers played last